It's so really lovely to talk to you about this exciting new opera, and I just want everybody to understand a little bit about how you came upon the idea and the process of the collaboration. So, who should go first? John, I believe this is an idea that you had.
Well, I had the seed of the idea, at least. I happened across an article a fair few years ago, and I believe its title was "Death Wears a Snuggie," and it's a reference to how these U.S. Air Force missileers, they'd go for long shifts deep underground, and which means that standards of uniform, which is quite stringent throughout other areas of the military, are somewhat less adhered to. I've always had this sort of preoccupation with nuclear weapons ever since I learned what they were, what they can do, and the frightening number of incidents over their history that involve nuclear weapons. So, and I wanted to respond to that in some way.
And I just want to jump in because I was around working with John around the time he had this idea for the opera, and I know it's been a few years thinking about it, and I know also how keen John was to find a really good collaborator. So I'm just so delighted to meet you today, Sophia, and I wanted you, to talk about how you met John and how you broached this subject.
Sure. Actually, Bill from Tete put us in touch. A few years ago, I wrote Bill out of the blue. I'm originally from America. I divide my time, and I live in Gloucestershire normally, although I'm not there right now. And I was looking for collaborators in England. So he introduced us. We met once, almost, is it 2 years ago now? A year and a half, 2 years ago, John?
About a year and a half, I'd say.
Okay.
It was outside the National Theatre.
Yeah. And the rest of the time it's been collaborating via Skype, FaceTime, Zoom kind of things. John had introduced the idea of the nuclear concept. And so I started doing a lot of research on it. And what we discovered that it's very hard to get top secret information about protocol. And although in America you can know the exact coordinates of all the silos and everything, a lot of documentaries, they'll just cut to something else when they're running through the actual protocol. And so it was a fear that I had because John had been interested in having like a simulation of like what would happen. And I thought, I'm having trouble coming up with a world where I have to be very specific and truthful to the world when I could not know full information. Yes. And that's when I pivoted it and changed it so that we are dealing with, the missileers, the people who actually watch over the missiles, they're usually very young. So we've got a 24-year-old first lieutenant and a 22-year-old second lieutenant. And we set it on the eve or the actual day of the American 2016 election, and how the above ground ongoings affect the underground ongoings. And so that's what we ultimately kind of decided to focus our efforts on.